How to be sure the food you receive is safe. Checking food when you receive it will help make sure it is safe. Check the temperature and the quality of the food. Also check the packaging. Follow the guidelines below for most foods. Your operation may receive food that requires specific checks. Ask your manager about these. Temperature. Receive cold food at 41 degrees or lower. Always follow the temperature listed by the manufacturer. Frozen food should be received frozen. Reject it if you see these on the product or packaging: fluids, water stains, or ice crystals. Receive hot food at 135 degrees or higher. Quality. Reject food if it has an abnormal color, smells wrong or unpleasant. Reject meat, seafood, or poultry if it is slimy, sticky, or dry. Packaging. Packaging should be clean and in good condition. Reject food if boxes are broken, cans are swollen or dented. Reject food if packaging is damp, water stained, or leaking. These are signs of pests. The use by date has passed. Next slide. The safe ways to thaw, cook, cool, and reheat TCS food. Time temperature abuse can happen easily during these steps if you're not careful. You can prevent this by making good food prep choices. Here's how. Thawing TCS food. Never thaw TCS food at room temperature. There are only 4 acceptable ways to thaw TCS food. In a cooler at 41 degrees or lower. Submerged under running water at 70 degrees or lower. In a microwave oven if the food is cooked immediately, as part of the cooking process. Prepping TCS food. TCS food can become unsafe if it is allowed to sit too long in the temperature danger zone. Never prep TCS food in large batches. Small batches keep ingredients from sitting out for long periods of time. Cooking TCS food. Cooking food will reduce pathogens in it to safe levels. The food must reach the right internal temperature and stay there for a specific amount of time. Poultry, 165 degrees for 15 seconds. Ground meat, 155 degrees for 15 seconds. Fish, 145 degrees for 15 seconds. Pork and beef, steaks or chops, 145 degrees for 15 seconds. Next slide. Cooling TCS food. TCS food must be cooled following the steps below. Cooling process. Cool food from 135 degrees to 70 degrees within 2 hours. Then cool it to 41 degrees or lower in the next 4 hours. Cooling methods. There are many ways to cool food quickly and safely. Ask your manager what method to use. Cooling don'ts. Never cool food at room temperature. Never cool large amounts of hot food in a cooler. Reheating TCS food. If you are reheating TCS food for hot holding, you must heat it to the right temperature. Heat it to an internal temperature of 165 degrees for 15 seconds. The food must reach this temperature within 2 hours. Never use hot holding equipment to reheat food unless it has been made to do this. Ask your manager how food should be reheated. Next slide. Next slide. How to keep food safe through dishwashing. Tableware and utensils are often cleaned and sanitized in a dishwashing machine. Larger items such as pots and pans are often cleaned by hand in a 3-compartment sink. Whichever method you use, you must follow specific practices so items are cleaned and sanitized. Setting up a 3-compartment sink. Start by cleaning and sanitizing each sink and all work surfaces. Next, set up each sink following these steps. Sink 1. Fill with water at least 110 degrees. Add detergent. Ask your manager how to do this. Sink 2. Fill with water. Leave the sink empty if you spray rinse items. Sink 3. Fill with water. Add sanitizer. Ask your manager how to do this. Check the strength of the sanitizer. Next slide. Using a 3-compartment sink. Follow these steps to clean and sanitize items in a 3-compartment sink. 1. Rinse, scrape, or soak the items before washing them. 2. Clean the items in the first sink. Use a brush, cloth, or nylon scrub pad to loosen dirt. Change the water when the suds are gone or the water is dirty. 3. Rinse the items in the second sink. Dip them in the water or spray rinse them. Remove any food or detergent. Change the water if it becomes dirty or full of suds. 4. Sanitize the items in the third sink. Soak them in a sanitizer solution as directed. Never rinse items after sanitizing them. This could contaminate the surfaces. The only exception is when you are washing an item in a dishwasher capable of doing it safely. 5. Air dry the items. Place them upside down so they will drain. Do not wipe them dry. Next slide. Cleaning and maintaining dishwashers. Clean and maintain dishwashers frequently throughout the day. Clear spray nozzles for food traps of food and other objects. Fill tanks with clean water as needed. Make sure detergent and sanitizer dispensers are filled. Use a delimer to remove mineral deposits when needed. This concludes the Aramark Safe Serve training. Thank you.